Hey mamas, it is Coach Tina again, and I am here with another video, and this time I'm doing one that was requested, and it is for how do I make Good Girl Moonshine, kind of personalize it for my flavor palette. So as you can see, I have here a whole bunch of things out on my counter, and these are all different things I use at different times, just depending on what I want to make for Good Girl Moonshine. And as you know, the base recipe is pretty much just apple cider vinegar. That's kind of the key to Good Girl Moonshine. That's what makes it what it is. So Good Girl Moonshine has apple cider vinegar, sweetener. They call for stevia, but you could use monk fruit if you can't have stevia. And then ginger, water, ice. It's kind of pretty simple. There's not a whole lot in the recipe. It's kind of a base recipe that you can then add other things to personalize it for your own taste, whatever it is you like. So I have a mason jar here because I usually start with a mason jar. Unless I'm on the run, then I use my little, carrier that's a thermal carrier that carries I think it's 40 ounces. It carries a lot. And so I bring that along with me. And then as you can see, I have a lot of options out here. Now, one thing I really like to use that's super simple to make a Good Girl Moonshine, and this is like a real base recipe, okay? And I'll write up little blurbs at the in the description of this of what I've done. So let's just start with the apple cider vinegar because that's in the base of all of them. So we'll just start with that. So they say, roughly a tablespoon or so, and that's about what I shoot for. Sometimes I do a little more. I love these handy little measuring cups. They're 4 tablespoons and teaspoons, so I use that instead. So there's a tablespoon that I've just added into my mason jar. So we've got our little base rolling, okay? And then ginger is another key component that we always use. Now, some people like to use powdered ginger. I do not personally prefer that. I prefer to use real ginger and, well, not real ginger versus not real ginger. I like to use ginger that is still in its root form, not been powdered. So, now, one of my secret tips that I do, which I find really easy to do, is I buy it like this. I buy it organic. And if you buy it organic, then what you can do is you can just take it and put it in a little baggie and keep it in your freezer, and it will stay good for a really long time. And I just pulled this out a minute ago, so this is still like really hard because it's frozen. And I just have a little microplane grater like this. And I literally, can you guys see? I want to make sure you can see. I literally hold it over my mason jar and I just grate it in like this. And I don't measure this. So I'm so sorry, because if you need actual measurements, then I guess you can always do this over a cutting board and then measure it into a teaspoon. But I am all about just getting more results for less effort because I'm busy. I'm a busy mama. And so I'd rather just, oh, that looks like plenty. So you can see, let's see, can you see? There we go. See, now my ginger's all floating around in there with my apple cider vinegar. And the reason I like to get the organic is because then I don't have to peel the ginger. I meant to say that, I'm sorry. But yeah, you don't have to peel the ginger if you're using organic. Just give it a little wash, dry it well, put it in a baggie, toss it in the freezer. And then I do usually peel away like the first layer to break into the meat of the ginger. But once I've done that, then I just go for it. And what little bits might get in here don't bother me at all. So that's my personal preference. However, there's no judgment. If you choose to use powdered ginger and that's easier for you, great, no problem, use it. I mean, that's what it's there for, is to make life easier. Okay, and so from here, they always say, add a little water. So I got a little cup here so I don't have to walk off the screen. So I'm just gonna add a little water, and then I take my straw and I just give it a little stir. Okay, so now we have a base, okay? This is our base of everything. We don't have any sweetener or anything else added. From here, if you were making the plain recipe, you would just add sweetener, add some ice, top it off with water. You got Good Girl Moonshine, you're ready to go. This is one of the easiest drinks to do, and there is just such an abundance of health benefits of apple cider vinegar. I can leave a link. I'll find a link where it tells you some of the benefits of it, but honestly, the information's everywhere. Now, my go-to super simple way that I make Good Girl Moonshine very quick and easy is I use these little flavor packets, okay? True Lemon is on plan. It works. This is the THM brand. These are the hydrates that THM sells. So I have those. I have the kid version of the True Lemon flavors. I have just regular True Lemon flavors. And so for me, a lot of times, I will just rip one of these open, pop it in there, stir it in, add ice, add water, and I'm done. So that's one option that you can do. And even with that, then you can, if you want to, add a little baobab powder to boost up your immunity, your vitamin C intake, all the good nutrients from that. You could add a little collagen if you're enjoying this with a meal. You don't want to really do that if you're having this in between, because it's as it's written, it's a sipper, which means you can drink at any time. Great for hydrating, great for helping you feeling full and satiated. But if you're having it with a meal, you can add a little collagen if you're looking for a boost in there. Now, I also have stevia here, so I could have added a few drops of stevia in place of this. So, or monk fruit, like I said, whatever works for you. Now, here's where it starts getting a little bit more fun and different is a lot of people, there's a lot of recipes out there, okay? There's a whole lot of recipes. And I just kind of play a little bit, but so like you could brew some mango tea and you could, I'm sorry, the camera moved because my cat's down there and she's rubbing against this. So let's hope you guys don't fall over. Okay, so you could brew a cup of this mango ginger tea. You could get a pot full of peach tea. And this is my latest favorite is I've been doing hibiscus flower tea. And I was pulling up a little thing here because there's so many benefits with hibiscus flower. So I've been doing this because if I add hibiscus flower and then I make the rest of the Good Girl Moonshine and I use my hibiscus flower tea, I'm getting the added benefit of it lowers cholesterol, it helps your liver, it has antidepressant properties to it. It's good for digestion, managing blood sugar, managing blood pressure. It's antibacterial. I mean, it can help with weight loss. I'll link you guys to a big bag like this. I mean, I've had this for quite a while and I love it. And so what I've been doing is I put in 4 little, they're probably about a teaspoon, but it's an actual tea measuring spoon. So I put 4 of those in and I put in 4 cups of boiling hot water and I let that steep and then I just put it in a pitcher in my fridge. And then every morning I get up and I pour out 1 cup into my mason jar or whatever I'm carrying for the day. And then I add in all the rest of the Good Girl Moonshine ingredients along with sweetener. And then sometimes I do add like one of these too instead of the sweetener as a flavor and it works perfectly. So any flavor tea, I mean, I just pulled a few teas that I have here, but any fruity flavor specifically would be wonderful. A floral flavor usually works really well in it. So those are good options. And then if you guys don't know, Tarani does make some on-plan syrup. Someone just told me about another flavor that's out there. I know there's, this is the vanilla, there's caramel, there's hazelnut, and there's one more, but I don't remember what flavor it is. But what you're looking for is this 0 sugar, okay? So we want 0 sugar Tarani syrups. Those are the ones that are on plan. And so some mornings I'll just use my hibiscus tea, the base recipe for GGMS, and then I'll put a couple of pumps of the vanilla in, and it's wonderful. And then another option for doctoring up your Good Girl Moonshine is of course just using extracts. So I have here orange, cherry, this is THM1, pineapple. FYI, their pineapple extract is amazing. I mean, it tastes like pineapple. I love it. I've been experimenting with a pineapple fluff recipe that's like kind of like what a pie filling might be like if it's a creamy pie filling, but it's not meant to be a pie filling. I mean, it could be, but it's so delicious and I'm working on that. Hopefully I'll come out with that pretty soon. Here's a lemon extract. So if you wanted to avoid any of these kinds of things, you could easily do these kinds of things with a little sweetener, whether it be a vanilla sweetener or a plain stevia or monk fruit. And you could just, you know, kind of go till you get the flavor that you're looking for. So here I have my base recipe, and I think what I'm going to do today actually is going to make the black cherry. That happens to be, whoop, I dropped it. Black cherry, that's my favorite. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to stir that in. And you're going to see I get some good color. Yep. And then I actually am going to add just a little bit of baobab powder to mine today. Not a full scoop, which I keep mine in a jar. Unfortunately, this one's peeling, but I also keep a scoop in my jar, so I'm not always having to get a new thing dirty that I have to wash. That makes me crazy. So I save scoops from anything I get, and I add them to, there we go. Got baobab mixed in there, and I add them into jars like this. I have the same for my collagen, which I'm not gonna add in for collagen, but I'm just showing you. I have a scoop in my collagen. and I just keep that in there all the time. It just helps me not have to dirty up and wash more things. So, all right, let's get this one finished. All right, so I have my ice back here, and I'm gonna, let's see, can you all see? Okay. Gosh, I hope you guys are all having a really blessed day today. I know I am. I have good things coming up. I'm gonna see a friend tonight who is also a coaching client, and she's coming to my house, and I love that. I don't have too many local clients. And now I'm gonna add the water. So that's my day. I get to see a friend this afternoon. Look at how pretty that looks. Ooh, while I'm thinking of it, before I taste this, here's a little tip. So when I go out to restaurants, I always make sure I have these in my purse at all times. There's a couple things that help me stay on plan I always have in my purse. I keep a scoop of collagen in a little like sandwich baggie. No, the snack size baggie, the littler bag. I always keep a scoop of collagen in there. I always keep several of these in my purse, and I always keep some stevia, whether it's powdered stevia in little packets from THM or it's, you know, liquid stevia in a little plastic squirt bottle. I always keep those things in my purse. So when we go out to eat, my family and I don't really like drinking diet sodas anyways, but they're just not good for me. I don't feel well when I drink them, but I want something that's flavored when I go out. And so I ask for water, and then I just take one of these guys and I sip down my water just by a little bit, and I dump these in, use my straw, stir it in, just like you saw me doing with my drink right here. And then I always have something delicious to drink at meals out with my family. And it's so funny because waiters or waitresses will come by and they'll be like, what did you order to drink? And I'm always like, I just got water. I just added one of my little flavor mixes into it. And they're like, oh, that's a really good idea. So it's a, you know, and especially, I don't know about your area, but here, a soda is costing $3 or $4. So, I mean, that's a significant savings if you're just spending, you know, a little bit on one of these instead of 3 or 4 on a whole soda at the restaurant. So go out prepared, mamas. Make sure that you always have things that are going to help you be successful on plan. I keep the collagen in my purse, so if I'm starving, I can get a cup of tea. I've even bought a Vitamin Water Zero at the grocery store, opened it, taken a swig off of it so it gives it a little bit of a top headspace, and I pour in the collagen, and then I shake it up, and it works perfectly. And then I have a little boost of protein in my day if I'm really, really struggling and I need something quick and I can't seem to find anything else, or I can find a cup of tea, or if you're a coffee drinker, it works for that. But I highly encourage you, take your little packets of flavorings with you. Make your day flavorful. It makes such a difference. All right, so we got our drink all stirred up. Oh, it's delicious. It came out so good. Black cherry, black cherry Good Girl Moonshine. It's amazing. And if you wanted more of a cherry boost flavor, there's no reason why you couldn't take your cherry extract and put a couple more drops in there if you like, but I like it just as it is. A little bit tangy, a little bit sweet, cold, refreshing. It's absolutely perfect. All right. So that's it for how I do Good Girl Moonshine. I'll try to link in all the things that I talked about in the description box. Of course, I appreciate you taking the time and stopping by and giving my channel a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already. And I really, truly hope you have a very blessed day and that you are successful on your THM journey. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye.